All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day, lovely weekend. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. We do have some juicy setups that we're going to be taking a look at in the second half of the video, so stay tuned for those. For now, we're going to take a look at the indices. We'll start here on the weekly time frame, and we're going to put together an outlook for next week. And yeah, let's get into it. So starting with QQQ, guys, all right, you had a big fat red week here with increasing volume, heavy volume on that week. All right, keep in mind, that was an OPEX week. There you go, monthly OPEX. But now you do have a decently large green bar here with not so big volume, but it's not too bad. You have the same look over here in SPY, same exact look on IWM, on DIA. What I do want to say is I think we're going slightly higher. I don't think we're going to sell back off just yet. I think we're going to go higher. So I will preface the video with that. All right. But as you step down to the daily time frames, I'm going to point something out right now as well. You have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low in comparison to this low, and then you have a higher high in comparison to this high. We have on the daily time frame what looks to be exactly like what we were referencing over here, and you have started to move higher. I do think we have this on the table. We could potentially be seeing another 1 to 2% move up. All right, we are currently at 508.26 here. Well, let's just reference what happened over here. You sold down. Now on the weekly time frame, let's also look at this. All right, you have a 1, you have a 2, you have a 3. We have 3 down weeks. We have a 1, we have a 2, we have a 3. All right, then you have 2 weeks of recovery. Well, that would be this week and next week. Now, I don't know if you're going to come back up here and take out the high. None of us do. All right, what I can tell you is we were looking for something like this, exactly like this. We were looking for it to start once we had our big fat red day right here. All right, we said this could be the beginning of the end. It was the beginning of the end. And then, you know, maybe we all forgot about that. But, you know, at the end of the day, it kind of slowly died off. And then, boom, it all came at once. It was nothing. And then it was all there all at once. All right. Boom. You had your slide here. It looks extremely similar to what we got going on right over here. Okay, you came down to support here. Not exactly all the way down to it, but, you know, you got pretty close. Came exactly down to support here, and you got your bounce. All right. So that is what we should really focus on to start off the video, guys. We are probably playing this exact thing out, and we're going to come up here into the golden pocket. Guys, we pointed this out before it even happened. We're going to get this sell-off, the first leg down. You're going to have a recovery, and I'm not telling you, you know, hey, be really bullish on, you know, this dip, this next dip that's going to happen. I think it's going to probably take out the low because, again, on the weekly time frame, things have changed. We have started. It's probably not just going to be something like these 2 red weeks. These are very tiny, and they still aren't all that bearish. This is definitely suggesting we could get that counter trend relief rally, dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it, profit taking rally, and then you're probably going to sell off to a new low after that. Now, if we do sell off to a new low over here in SPY, where are we going to be paying attention to? This is the weekly update, so let's talk about it. You're probably just going to do something like this. You're going to come up a little further here, and you're probably going to either go like this and then reach that, or you go like this and you get a bounce from there again. I don't know how big that bounce is going to be. Let's look at it this way. If it stalls out right there and it goes right there, now we're looking at another golden pocket test, and boom, we'd be back testing that you know, resistance right there, previous support. And then you could potentially be coming all the way down here to 460. So in between here and here, I am looking for a major bottom, just like we had over here. And then I'm looking for this thing to rocket. I understand this is a really large range here. It's a 20-point range. I understand. That's 4%. But that's, you know, is where, logically speaking, on this weekly and monthly chart, specifically this monthly chart, you can very clearly see it right here. All right. You have these major turning points. All right. These major turning points. All right. On the daily time frame, this looks like a lot, but you can very clearly see what I'm talking about on the monthly time frame. You got reason for buyers to hold this. you have reason to buyers to step in right here. Anybody who like missed this and their strategy is to wait for the break and retest and they're really just super disciplined, where do you think they're going to deploy that capital? All right, it's going to be right here. So that's that. They also could be, you know, just anywhere in the zone, guys. They're probably going to be, you know, putting on, these are people with big size. I just don't see a reason if this comes back to where it broke out from, why is it not going to, you know, find a new high? Guess what? You had the same exact thing over here. This is what I'm talking about, guys. When you break out to a new high, look for buyers to step in there. You see how buyers defended this? Well, somewhere in here, you're going to see buyers defend it. It's going to probably go like that. On the weekly time frame, you could see it. And then you get that. People call me a permabull all you freaking want. I don't care. I don't care. Because I'm a man that thinks with logic. And at the end of the day, you know, go look back on the charts. They will support what I just claimed. The market will continuously, guys, it happened. Look at this. This is like, you know, it continuously happens. Continuously. You had it happen right there. All right. You actually did have it happen right there. Did they hold it? No. All right. But eventually you did end up running up to a new high because the market is, guys, it's going to continuously get bought up. There's no reason to be a perma bear. All right. I understand. I saw something today. Look, it happened right there. Like, this is just beautiful, guys. Oh, look at that. You broke out. If you really had a zone on there, all right, it would be something like that. Oh, what happened there? Rejection. You created that. Boom. All right. Got right here. Got buyers right there breaking retest. Guys, it's just something that'll probably happen till the end of time. There you go. So it's really a strategy here that it's the only thing you need. It really is. But that is what we were looking for over here. I saw something on Twitter. It was either today or last night. And it did say that, guys, it didn't say this. This is my words. We're not going to crash. It's an election year. It's an election year. It's not, the market's not going to crash until post-election. And I was like, holy crap, you're right. They're not going to let this thing die. They're not. It's an election year. If the thing starts rolling over, they're going to be like, hey, all right, hey, do what you got to do right here, right now. To make it good. Make it good again. I remember in 2020 when they, you know, pumped a lot of, you know, stuff into the market, eh? Like a lot. they, you know, pumped the stock like heavily back in 2020. Well, guess what? That was also an election year, correct? Correct the mungo. Guys, I'm not saying they're going to do that, but they could do that. They could do that. So if you're really bearish, right now, we're talking weekly. We're talking like a midterm outlook. We're talking like weeks out, guys. This, all right? Probably another week of rally. And then, or you're probably going to stall out there. I think you're probably going to stall out here. Yeah. So, and then go lower. But, you know, if we're really talking, you know, give it till we're going to talk probably July. It's probably going to go something like this, in all honesty, like that. Let's just make this a little bigger over there. Probably would go something like this. But it's going to happen a lot quicker, though. That's the thing. Not going to be as slow. Probably would happen like that. All right. And realistic time frame here, guys. If it all happens as quick as what we just saw, which it could. All right. But let's just say it doesn't. And some of these are a little slower. And then boom, all at once. There's your capitulation, just like we had. Boom. That's what I'm saying. So the sells, we can very clearly just see we had the impulsive sell. This thing's grinding. All right. Grinding higher. This thing just fell off a freaking cliff. All right. And I think you're going to get another shot at that guy. And then I think you might also get another shot at that guy. You don't have to. From here, we got to be weary about that because it could then be the higher low from here. And then you could have like an inverse head and shoulders pattern that forms here. You really never know. All right. You never know. But we could have some crazy things on these charts form. And we just don't know, guys. So we're going to take it as we go. We have a daily update Monday through Friday. All right. On Friday, since we come out with the weekly update, I try and just talk, you know, about stuff that I'm not going to be talking about in this video. All right. So I typically try and make those intraday videos. And then, you know, there's that. Talk about some stuff before, you know, the market does close. So if people want to know, they can know. They could take some action if they want to, because now they have different information. I don't know. All right. And then the weekly update, we go over our outlooks just like we're doing right now. And then we do end up, we talk about all the charts that I'm looking at going into the next week. All right. QQQ. Let's talk about that one now. We just spoke about SPY, guys. All right. You're really just watching this golden pocket. All right. We're talking the weekly time frame, just like you did over here. 3 out of 3 times. You had one, the first one. We already did that. All right. We already did that. Well, now we're right here. All right. We're right here. This is us. Okay. Now we're going to come down to the hourly time frame. We know where we're really looking for. We're looking for up, but in the short term, guys, I am looking for a pullback. I'm bullish on this pullback right here, right now. All right. So if it goes down here, I think it's a buy. All right. And I think you're probably going to get a chance to play it all the way up here, at least the 433.71. You still have not hit that level. It's a very obvious level for sellers to be stepping in. I think it's going to be hit. So I am bullish on this dip. Just like the other day, I'll bring it back to the other day. Well, guys, all right, we're looking for this. We were literally looking for this. See this boom, you pulled back. You're bullish on that pullback, all right? And I said, since we were gapping down, I made the video later there on purpose because I wanted to see if we gapped up or down. If we gapped down, guys, I was bullish on it. I thought there was a chance you could just get that, you know, buy up off of open, and you know that could create your higher low. Did it? Yeah, it picture perfect hit our level down here, just like over here in SPY, break and retest going on there. IWM, what do you also got going on there? Gold to pocket gains right there. All right, gold to pocket, swag money right there. IWM, perfect. DIA, perfect. SPY, perfect. QQQ, guys. All right, everything's looking like that was the bullish, you know, outlook right there. All right, where we didn't go immediately lower, and then we're gonna see this move into here. So we're just gonna follow the path that we already put in place, guys. All right. You guys see this arrow? I didn't just put this arrow. I put this, you know, this thing has been there for a little while now. All right. It really has. Guess what? All right. It's probably going to be followed. You're probably going to get this move down. And why? Because you have a bearish divergence now on QQ, SPY, DIA, IWM. You have the bearish divergences on every single one of them. And then you have Mr. VIX doing this. It looks like it's coiling. It looks like you could end up seeing that little pop. And that pop, I think it's going to be sold. All right. So I think maybe it goes like that. It scares people. And then boom, you get it all at once. Again, VIX, Mr. Crush. All right. Crush Mr. VIX. Let's go. It's just what happens, guys. It's what happens when VIX comes up here. You don't want to listen at the time. You want to make fun of me at the time. That's fine, all right? Well, after the fact, I'm going to come back and I will rub it in your face here in these videos. But at the end of the day, I will also remind myself that, you know, guys, we live and we learn. I make so many freaking mistakes. That's okay, because as we go on, we become better in the markets, better market participants as a whole, and that is good. Just so you guys do know, any new people here to this channel, guys, you come up here to 65 on the daily RSI. You look for VIX to get crushed within 1 to 3 trading sessions. Doesn't have to happen immediately, but within 1 to 3 trading sessions, you look for this thing to come back down under, because it just doesn't stay up there. All right, unless you are crashing. All right, right here, crashing. You had one occurrence. Well, I think you had 2 occurrences right here. And right here, where, you know, it took like, you know, 6 to 7 trading sessions there. It took like a whole week to week and a half. But that was the last time it really stayed up there. So guys, if you are new, just know VIX likes to crush down there. All right. You know, perma bears like to come out at those times. I will talk about it when they come out. But guys, this is picture perfect. You definitely can do TAM Mr. VIX. I do it every single week here on this channel. And if you don't believe me, just give me some chance, all right? Give me a chance. Give me some of your time. I very much so appreciate the time, but I think you are also going to like my work here on this channel. So just give it a shot. I think you're going to like it. I think it might even make you some money. And yeah, all right, guys. So it's really the same, guys. Over here on SPY that we just talked about QQQ, we're looking for that sell down. Where are we looking for it to sell down to? Well, it found buyers in the golden pocket last time. If you just take this retracement to the high over here, then we got our bearish divergence. Well, what happened? You came down to not only bounce exact, you wicked off of our exact break and retest level over here. You also did find buyers in the golden pocket. So take off that one to declutter the chart. And where we watch, we're just looking for that guy right there. Take off that ugly guy. All right, we're looking for this. Picture perfect. We're going to get that. We're going to take off that trend line there. That was a hypothetical we were talking about before at the beginning of the video. All right. But, you know, outlook for this week on SPY, I think 502.38 is on the table. I think it's possible. I think it's going to line right over here. So we're just going to say 502 is completely on the table. That is a downside target for this week. And then into the end of the week / like, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, end of the week, because if we sell down here Monday and Tuesday, Monday, if we really, you know, see a doozy over here, guess what? We could just rally into either the middle of the week or end of the week. So that is what I'm looking for. But right over here, guys, if you do get past 518, you know, then you are going to probably just be making a full recovery up here. That's not what you want if you're a bear. All right, so watch that. All right, this is where you're short. I think you're gonna have a good time and then a bad time for a little bit, and then you're probably gonna have a real good time. All right, I think that's just, you know, how I'm thinking that's gonna go. QQ, you guys see the arrow though? We're just gonna drag that over, even though, you know, we made it the other day. We made it whenever I always draw my arrows right to the right. So if it's sitting over here, I made that arrow when it was right here. So, you know, did I know a bearish divergence was going to form? No, but exactly. That's what we were looking for. IWM, though, guess what? You just have this little breakout thing going on over here. So, you know, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens here. IWM doesn't have those major components there. So let's talk about them. Let's go over to the major components because we have now discussed SPY, QQ, and IWM for the week, guys. Same exact thing we're looking for over here on IWM. Hold the pocket. All right, right there. You're honestly looking for that. You do come down here, that would be where I would say, hey, buyers want to hold there, because if not, if you don't hold right here at 195, you're coming all the way back down here. And at that point, that's looking frisky, because you're probably not going to get that. You're probably going to break underneath it. Then maybe back test, and then maybe you spill all the way down here where you were over here. All right, and at that point, we're looking for a lower low because prices return down there. Maybe we get a bullish divergence put in. I have absolutely no idea. Let's see how it goes, and bang. Let's now go over these individual components. Meta, guys. All right, I did not, again, don't mind this, but oh, it's looking a little funky there. It's still looking a little funky, eh? Oh, geez. Oh, I can't not notice it. We're gonna bring it right to the middle. That fix it. This thing looks squiggly to me. I don't know. All right. But yeah, guys. So Meta has, all right, recovered partially, but I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to come right back up here. It can come right back up here, but you know, only if the market allows it to. If the market's going to pump into the cold pockets, then yeah, that's when I think you do have a solid shot of getting up here. And then I'm going to adjust this path right here. But I'm also going to definitely say break and retest off of the 453 gap fill. You know, guys, expect sellers at 453. This is literally like, you know, right here and here was the untouched territory. You've not touched that territory, and I still am looking for it to come back down here. So it's either going to happen like that, then you probably get a full-on recovery, all right, or it's going to do this. I don't know what happens there. I have no idea. Probably a higher low from that point. All right, so those are your two paths. There or there. All right, moving on. Let's talk about Mr. Apple. Apple, guys, this is one I'm going to say it looks like it's heading down, heading timber, but we do also have earnings coming up. So, you guys, big week here. We got a big earnings week here. We got that. We got Amazon, I believe, this week as well, right there on Tuesday. So, what was that? Apple on Wednesday? Is that what that was? Apple on Thursday, right? Apple on Thursday. Google reported and did that, guys. All right. Microsoft already reported and did that, guys. That is something to take note of. I don't know what Apple is going to do over here. I don't care what Apple does at this point. It could drag the market down if it tanks again. It could. But yeah, it also could drag the market up. So there's that. But yeah, you're still in this falling wedge pattern. And yeah, bearish candlestick on Friday. Lower volume though. But you're above the 9. All right. You see what happened last time you were above the 9? You like getting above the 9. And you're above that. So, but this does suggest further downside, all right? Moving on. Goog into next week, guys. Holy sweet baby Jesus. What am I doing? What was I doing? This was in the last video. Why was I doing that? All right. What are we watching over here on Goog, guys? If you do return down to 157, all right, 157 slash like right here, that is where I would definitely look for buyers. But if you get down to the zone, yeah, this is such a buy to me. All right. Goog is probably going a lot higher from here. Next one we'll talk about. This thing is sexy going into next week, all right? I know earnings are definitely going to have those premiums pumped. You see that arrow? That's where I think it's going. This thing has a hammer candlestick off of increasing volume. I like it. All right, perfect break and retest off of the level, the weekly breakout level that I was paying attention to. I really do think this thing's about to explode up to all-time highs. So go look at those premiums, see if it makes sense. All right, let me know down in the comments if you are going to gamble on some Amazon earnings over here. Let me know, because this thing does look pretty beautiful, and I might just hold them into earnings. I don't know. We're gonna see how we get this, because I do think we're probably we're about to see an explosion. So I'm thinking, but you know, it is earnings, so anything can happen. But you know, going off this chart, guys, this is without earnings. I'd take a position that's too heavy for me. I would you know, go super heavy on this this freaking chart is what I'm saying right here. Right here, this is beautiful. All right. Next one we're talking about. We're going to step it over here to Mr. Nvidia. Nvidia, guys. This thing doesn't look like something that's going to, you know, that doesn't look like a fake out. It looks like you just sold off into the golden pocket from your last major low here. All right. And then you rocket shipped. You absolutely rocket shipped. All right. So there's that. There's a truck outside beeping. Oh, it's an Amazon truck. All right. Over here, moving over to SMCI. By the way, Nvidia going higher. All right. Do you guys see this? Fresh breakout here on the daily time frame. This thing is going higher. I don't know what to tell you. If it pulls back, you are bullish on the pullback. Don't you dare tell me you're bearish on the pullback. If you are, you know, a long-standing member of this channel, do not tell me you're bearish on this pullback. You can't be. This thing's A plus. You know, I don't know what else to say. This is the most beautiful thing ever. It's beautiful. All right. Golden pocket bounce to a new high. Daily uptrend. Yes, you were in the downtrend. Daily uptrend. You're switching it up. Notice how you stalled out right here at the equivalent high here because you held your downtrend. Well, what happened? Daily uptrend into a breakout. This thing's going higher this week. This thing looks like free money. You get a dip, free money. All right. So you better be bullish. SMCI, because I'm bullish. All right. And, you know, just look at the chart. Don't tell me you're bearish on this thing. This thing's going to fly. It's going to fly. All right. Let's come over here. SMCI, guys. This thing is might be a massive bull flag. Either way, you got your channel going on here. I'm sure you can literally just take the equivalent of this and just put it here. And oh, does it line up perfectly there? Yes, it does. All right. That's all you got to do. We already gave the, you know, the two paths here that I thought were likely over here for SMCI. But ultimately, I think you're heading up into this golden pocket here at 10.15. And yeah, price is at $8.50, guys. That is a really big difference there. That is $170. Boom. All right. No, it's not 100. It's 160. 150. Yeah. It's not 150. 157 or 857. All right, guys. But that was SMCI. Now let's talk about some things. All right. Tesla, fresh break. All right. Just like I just mentioned, Nvidia. I'm not going to say this is free money because we all know Tesla's thrown in some traps here. All right. We all know, like, this is a bear flag, but like also, you know, Tesla's been real tricky for quite some time now. It's not doing this. It's been doing this crap. All right. So, but, you know, then you got Nvidia over here doing the best crap wherever Nvidia went. There it went. All right. Continuously gets bought up. Well, Tesla over here, guys, it's not the best, but it is out there. And I would call this an A+ setup. And I do think, like, you see this volume, guys? This thing, it likes what's happening here. It does. All right. Pull back into this level right here, 160.50. I like it. Riot, next one we're going to talk about. Boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. Trend line, break it. Earnings. I like it. All right. Next one we're going to be speaking about, guys. PLTR, fresh falling wedge breakout. You did come down here. You did not smack that golden pocket. Unfortunately, did we get it in the after hours? Did we? Please tell me we did. just ever so close. We tapped it. We tapped it. All right, guys, respect the golden pocket. I think this thing's going to continue higher. I saw a post on Twitter saying not to play this like till earnings. To that I say, like, he was literally making it here at the bottom, and I'm like, no, I don't care about some of these indicators. All right, I followed, the charts, guys. Really, I'm serious. Just look for the structure on the chart and, add some key concepts that we talk about here in the channel. You're going to have such a good time consistently. AI, guys, it is turning around. You break above this high. I understand you're coming into the previous range. So, yeah, you expect sellers there. But if you can take that out where a lot of people are looking for them sellers, you get above, we'll say, 24 bucks. That is when you got a big ride back to the upside. And this thing, just like it died off for a while, it could just potentially just squeeze on up. It could have a few days like this. All right, and that might be worth catching. CELH weekly time frame. I love the freaking setup. All right, I love what is happening over here on CELH, and honestly, I think you should too. This thing is probably, why did I have that golden pocket? All right, I feel like could have been there. All right, guys, the golden pocket is everywhere. Respect it, and it will respect you. If you break out here on CELH, you can watch the daily time frame here. If you do get a daily close, I think you can expect to move back up to 85 bucks. Guys, if you break out from here 76, that is around $8 move that I'm telling you is probably on the table. All right, but in between this level and this level, you have absolutely nothing. That is 550. That on weeklies is a couple 100%. That on next week's expiration, that should be, we're going to call it like, we're talking May 17 expiration. That might be a 70 to 100%er. All right, because, premiums might get pumped into that move. But also, next week's cons, 2 to 3x. Go after it. Have a ball. There you go. Axy, guys. You break this down, you break this uptrend here, it's game over. All right. Do you see this arrow? Do you see when I made this arrow? All right. It was before you broke down here. Gosh darn it. It was on this candlestick right there, Friday, because it was on the weekly, it was on the focus list that week. I remember it. Or it was a trade idea shared because I didn't want to short this thing. They've been going crazy. But guys, in the end, look at that. I don't take a lot of the stuff I call out. I'm going to be honest. And I look back and I'm like, why? Why? You put the time into this stuff. Why are you going to do this to yourself? Regardless, guys, where did that arrow go to? It went to right here at 65. All right. 65, like, where is that? 65.40. Well, we got as low as 65, like 50. All right. There you go. And now I did think you were going to continue higher after this little pullback because this thing looked really strong, but we're going to have to see what happens here. All right. We will have to see what happens. I think, honestly, you're going to pull back more. If you break that, that's your thing telling you you're going to be dying there. Coin, guys, we do have earnings coming up next week. We have a nice big earnings week. All right, we're jam-packed. Respect your levels, and they will respect you. All right, we're right now ping-ponging. This is your range. I think a big move is coming, and if it's down, you buy that move. If it is up, you can ride that move. All right, but I would be, not buying into it as it goes. I think right now, if you want to play it, this is kind of the time you should be accumulating or doing whatever you want to call it. And yeah, all right, you sell into the strength that is, it could be about to come. I don't know, but this is a bullish chart to me. If you pull back, we're definitely looking for buyers either right here or slightly lower down here at the golden pocket around 180. All right, that's the 0.618 fib. That's the 0.786 fib. Here you go, guys. You come over here to the style. It's going to normally have this, and this is also going to be white like this. You're literally just going to uncheck everything. All right, besides 0, 1, 0.618, 0.786, and you come over here, make that yellow, and then you're going to come over here, you're going to make that color right there, you're going to make that color right there, and you hit OK. That is exactly how you have this exact setup. All right, and then what you're also going to do this, your levels, this is going to have it like that, but that's going to look like a lot, so we're going to take levels off. That would show 0.618, 0.786. I like just the prices. So there you go. Coin, sexy setup. I like it. AMD, guys, this is one that's in a downtrend right now. This thing is in a parallel channel. I do think it could potentially be starting to reverse here. You have earnings coming up, and we could be getting a big move. All right, so that is just something to put on your radar. Hood, guys, weekly time frame. I love what's going on here. Monthly time frame, I also love what's going on here. This thing could have a very bullish close going into next month. All right, we have a bunch of these. Actually, the next one we are going to talk about is Crowd. Also, a break and retest off the monthly and weekly time frame here. This thing does look pretty sexy, and I think if we get this closed in 3 days from now, I think this is going to have a really good time into next month. All right, Nike closing out with this monthly candlestick right there. There is that, but I'm just going to point out on the daily time frame, you do have this little inverse head and shoulders formation going on right there. And yeah, that could right there. There is you could play this with weeklies. There is like probably 80 to 100% you could pull out of that. But I think you're gonna have a larger reversal here. I was pointing this out, guys. You're gonna really freaking close. If you had this spill down here, this was such a clear buying opportunity that was coming. All right, it was either gonna happen here or here. It turned out to happen right there, and it reversed. All right, so that is that, guys. All right, when you have the daily RSI agreeing with the weekly, you're like, oh, that makes sense. All right. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys got something out of today's video. I don't think I mentioned Mar, but Mar is with the fresh downturn break. We actually do have one that I don't know how I managed to not bring up over here. Carvana is about to explode. So that is going like that. Monthly time frame, guys, looks really freaking sexy there. That's a hammer candlestick. But yeah, now you got it looking like that. And yeah, I think we're about to go a little higher. It could be just heating up here, but I think it's very obvious. You're about to finally hit our 97.70 level, baby. You're about to do it. This thing is it's heating up right there. Break and retest. We put it on your radar the other day after we saw that, and this thing looks really good. All right, guys. With that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I very much so appreciate the time you guys have shared with me here on this weekly preparation that we do. All right, I enjoy preparing with you all. All right, so I hope you guys also, I hope it is mutual. All right, that being said, everybody have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I will catch y'all on Monday. Peace.